Hey everyone, Evan from OCN Reviews here with another great Mandalorian Season 2 Episode 2 review. That's right, we're going to walk through my opinions, give you my 2 cents, and warning, there are spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything, shut it off right now. Come back and watch our video after you've done watching it. That's right, we are back, and Mando is here with Season 2, Episode 2 of The Mandalorian, called The Passenger. You cannot go wrong. Just simple as that. It's about a passenger. I'm gonna get right to it here. I mean, the episode starts off right where it left off at the end of episode 1. Mando is speeding across the Tatooine desert on his speeder, headed back to Mos Eisley so that he can get to his ship and get the heck out of Dodge, because it has been one heck of a day over there in Tatooine, when he's basically ambushed in the middle of the desert. Like, how do you get ambushed in the middle of the desert? I don't know. Very lucky for him, this is just a little comedic, kind of moment. He crashes his speeder, they come at him, and he's Mando. Like, they literally shoot him several times and it just bounces right off. But anyways, they make some fun with it. They launch a guy up with a jetpack, and Mando saves the day and takes the little one off to Mos Eisley, and there we have it. So as he gets back in, by the time he gets there, it is nighttime. He is traveling. It's been a long day. And he's like, dude, I just need my ship, let's go. And he runs back to where he needs to be. And sure enough, in order to get out of there, he has to make a deal with the dock lady. So in order for him to leave, he found out a little bit more about more Mandalorians. But to do so, he needs to transport a passenger, a kind of a fish-like lady who needs to essentially travel to another world to meet up with her husband so that she can... how do I want to say it? Her spawn can live and survive in this new world, because they are supposedly the last of their race. So in an effort to find out where these two other Mandalorian are, he decides to do it. So there you go. You got your passenger on their way. They're headed out there, but they can't travel at light speed because for some reason the spawn will die in their little back to tank kind of container thing. I don't know, but it is what it is. So as they're going along, sure enough, something as bad is bound to happen, and it does. They are stopped by a set of rebels that are kind of patrolling the outer rim. Again, not that big of a deal. It's really cool to see X-Wings back in motion, but they're basically like, dude, where are you going? We need some credentials. And he's like trying to kind of push them off, but it doesn't really work. And they open up their X-Foils and basically chase him down. And he takes off, runs towards this planet, which is the snow planet, by the way, in the trailers. Heads through, just when you think you avoided them, he takes this hard move and then just drops. It'd probably make a really cool ride at Disney if they decided to make one. Just free falls, plummets towards the planet's surface, and all of a sudden the X-Wings are right behind him again. I mean, I thought he got away. Takes his way, speeds through the canyons, crash lands his ship, and surprisingly doesn't seem to get damaged at all, until when you think it's all said and done, he falls through the ice and into a cavern. Similar to what happened in Rebels, where they landed on the ice moon. They fall through the ice and they have to survive, and they barely get out, and there's weird creatures and other things in there. The exact same thing happens to Mando. As they crash and they fall through, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know how they're going to get out. All they know is it's freezing cold and they got to figure something out. So the lady, as she is like, you have to take me to my husband, Mando doesn't want to do it. Mando's like, no, we got to survive. That's what's more important, not you and your offspring. And she still somehow convinces him to help her, because at the end of the day, he's not bad. He has a good side to him, and that's one of the cool things that they've done with this whole series. So as Mando is trying to repair the ship so they can get out of there, she disappears. What happened? No freaking clue, but she is gone. The cool part is, in this episode, we get to see a little bit more of Mando as tech. As he's trying to find her, you can see how he utilizes his helmet and the cool things that his helmet can do. She is found sitting in a hot spring. Don't get me wrong, we're in the middle of an ice cave, so a hot spring would be amazing right now. But Mando's like, no, we gotta go. We have to get out of here. I understand you're trying to keep your offspring alive by keeping them in the warm water, but we got to go. Something's not right. The whole time, which makes this hilarious, because Baby Yoda is just comedic relief in this episode, he is trying to eat her offspring. Literally, the whole time trying to eat it. And we've already caught him eating 2 of her offspring eggs. And while they're sitting in the hot spring, he's reaching forward towards it, and Mando's like, knock it off. No. When you tell a baby, it's hilarious. No. And he kind of pouts for a second, but then realizes the room is full of eggs. And if you didn't notice it earlier when they were walking in, you definitely notice it now. And this is where it ties back a little bit of Alien. I really liked how they played in to how awesome Alien was and what it did for the sci-fi genre back in the 80s. So Baby Yoda kind of crawls up to one, or waddles up to one of the eggs, tears it open, and sure enough, it literally looks like the alien that sucked onto your face and put more aliens inside you. He grabs it, pulls it out, and eats it. And why in the world does he eat gross insects and things like that? But as you start looking at it, and if there's another callback to Rebels, if you've seen Rebels, you will be like, wait a minute, I know exactly what this is. And sure enough, as you can see behind me here, it is spiders, like a whole nest full of spider eggs, and Baby Yoda is eating them. And as he's eating them, they all start shaking and moving and opening up, and all these baby spiders coming out of nowhere. So Baby Yoda freaks out, runs back to Mando. Mando looks up. Spiders are everywhere, and they're bigger, and they're getting bigger, and they're coming from the walls. And then out of nowhere comes the mother. Huge spider with this big old like abdomen above her. Chases them down, and they're like getting out there as fast as they can, trying to get back to the ship. And this is the only time in the show that I was like, I'm done. I can't watch this. I hate spiders. Hate. Ugh, I do not like spiders at all. And so when I was watching this, it was really hard, but I'm like, I gotta get through it. This is Mandalorian. It's totally awesome. So he's just shooting away, blasting green spider guts everywhere, gets back to the ship, and just when you think he's gonna be able to get away, they just keep coming. And the big one, they blow it up. It's like, yes, it's blown up, it's gone, we can get out of here. He finally gets back in the cockpit. They uses his flamethrower, which he uses several times in this episode, which is dope because killing spiders with flamethrowers is awesome. Is able to push them out of the cockpit. He closes the door, fires up the engines as best he can. It's about ready to get out of there when the big one is not actually dead. Lands back on top of the ship and just starts having at it, trying to get the ship. And just when you think like there is no way out, how is Mando going to figure this one out? The rebels come to the rescue and just start blasting away all of the spiders. So sure enough, the same people that were chasing him, trying to like figure out what in the world you're doing here, Mando, also rescue him from basically impending doom. At that point, Mando kind of surrenders himself. He walks out there and is like, okay, it's kind of a standoff. What are we going to do here? The rebels basically give him an ultimatum. Like, we know that you're wanted. You have a bounty out for you specifically, but we also know that you have helped us with a lot of bad guys. So how about we let this slide as long as you fix some stuff and make sure that we know who you are when you come back in this area, and we'll leave you alone. And Mando's like, cool, I can do that. Can you help me fix my stuff? And they're like, no, we're out of here. Hop back in their ships, off they go, and yes. So Mando's like, well, I guess we're going to patch this up. We're going to sleep all in the cockpit because the rest of the ship is torn to bits, and we're going to somehow get you home to your family. And that's basically it. The coolest part is right at the end when everybody's kind of closing out. Mando's deciding he's going to go to sleep. He's got Baby Yoda on his lap, sitting in the cockpit. They're flying, headed out. The mother's holding her little tank full of all of her offspring. Baby Yoda looks over, looks back at the camera, holds up an egg, and sucks it in. And it's over. It was a good episode. A really good episode from a overall enjoyment aspect. Like, I thoroughly liked it. I hate spiders, but it was a fun adventure. A lot of fun, funny moments. But at the same time, I don't know. I actually think it was probably better than the first one because it wasn't trying to rehash. It didn't try to force some weird, awkward situation. Like, it truly made us care about the different characters. And Baby Yoda was more interactive within this one. I don't know. I'm definitely thinking that this one was better. I'm hoping that they just can progressively just build upon what they're doing here. Again, get that roller coaster story arc going upward again, and we'll go from here. So I'm going to give this episode probably like let's do a 7.8, almost an 8, not quite an 8, but 7.8 out of 10. That's my opinion. If you guys, tell me what you guys think below. Like, did these spiders like get to you? Did you guys see the connection with Rebels? Like, I almost wanted like to see some sort of Kanan Jarrus kind of Force Ghost come and like stop them. That would have been dope. The only thing I was disappointed with is Baby Yoda did nothing. He, with all his powers, did nothing. He stopped androids from killing them in previous episodes. He choked out Cara Dune. Why couldn't he stop the spiders? or I don't know. So there was a few things I was like, come on, Baby Yoda needs to do a little bit more. But other than that, though, it's definitely enjoyable, and I'm super excited for episode 3. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been OCN Reviews, my 2 cents on season 2, episode 2 of The Mandalorian. Follow us again. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because every week after the episode's over, we're going to give you our 2 cents about how the episode went. And remember, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So do not watch, or if you share this, make sure you let your friends know not to watch so that they don't have their night ruined. I'm Evan. See you guys later. Have a good rest of your day.